let's say I want to go play in Poland. You're looking at 300-400 courts. It's the biggest volleyball tournament in the world. And we're also going to pay him a crap ton of money because America, in terms of media, in sports media, top. A lot of the time, you're going to have to kind of bite the bullet. Yeah, so I actually put myself at a handicap. Dogs. Got to be a dog out here. It's like Ishikawa, Ahan. How am I missing? Takahashi, what am I doing? Sorry. It is not easy, like, whatsoever. Other thing also for listeners out there, as a foreigner, is huge. I want to play, okay, I want to go to a top league here, top league, et cetera, from the beginning.
I'm with Gage Worsley at the VolleyCountry podcast. He's not only a professional volleyball player, but also part of a volleyball project out of system. But first of all, I would like to speak about your story, about your journey, how to become a professional volleyball players, because you are playing overseas, you are from US, and what would be your advice to the young players in US and how they can become also professional players?
Yeah, so the good thing about the United States is in terms of youth volleyball, it's really, really, really big, and it's only growing. So there's becoming more and more opportunities. The con side of it is that the professional league is all the way across the country. So, as well as kids their age are also on pro volleyball teams as well, kind of learning. I've had teammates that are like 17, and I was like 22, right? And I'm like, when I was 17, I was playing against kids my age, and these guys are playing against pros. So with that knowledge, I'll rewind back here. The biggest thing, I know a lot of scouts and agents are looking for. So sorry, my bad. I'll restart again. So what happens is, for me personally, I was lucky enough to play on really good club volleyball teams, and I was playing up 2 ages, and there was a lot of eyes on me. So I had all the top colleges looking at me. Very fortunate for that, and I chose to go to Hawaii with my brother. Hawaii is now a top program. When I first went there, it wasn't always number 1, but now it is like top 2, top 1 consistently throughout the year. And what the scouts look for a lot of time so a lot of people don't realize that, one, European clubs and overseas clubs are watching you at all times. Like, and if you're on a big team, they're watching you at all times. 2, they don't really get how the whole agent thing works. Unfortunately, the unfortunate part for a lot of Americans is, agent-wise, they're only going to be looking at the top players and the top teams. Maybe a diamond in the rough, maybe somewhere in between there. But in order to get an agent, in order to get those connections, like a lot of people want to play, okay, I want to go to a top league here, top league, et cetera, from the beginning. It doesn't really work like that unless you are one of those top players in usually a point scoring position. And then the agent contacts you after your season, legally, of course. And then if you have a couple agents contact you, you kind of decide who you want to go with. And then they kind of maybe offer you contracts for that first year. And then year to year, I mean, you can even change your agent after 2, 3, 4 years, and then you can just choose another one if that one's not working. I know my brother did in that situation. But the biggest thing also is, I've also had a guy on my team from America, from Chicago, and he went to a Division III school, so it's a very, very small school in America. He had no agent his first year, and basically what he did is he DM'd I'm pretty sure he just started DMing, or he got a message from Team Estonia, and he just DM'd a bunch of clubs out there. And I've heard people do this, and if I'm being honest with you, a lot of the time you're gonna have to kind of bite the bullet in that first year, because you don't always get a great opportunity. I was very successful in my college career, and I had to start in Bulgaria. No offense to Bulgaria, not the best league in the world though, and then you got to work your way up. And that's kind of how the process works, is each year you work again and again and again, higher and higher, and hopefully making upwards moves. Now, you can still play for a lower league as well. And what's your priority? Is your priority to move up in leagues, or is your priority maybe to make a bunch of money? Usually when you're moving up in leagues, you make more money. But some people go play, like I said, in Eastern Europe, make good money in there. And they're like, although I'm not moving in leagues, I'm making good money. So the biggest thing is, what's your priority? A lot of the time in the United States, because when they come over, a lot of the time, what people don't realize is, it's not easy. It's really not easy. You're away from your friends, you're away from family. It's a different culture. And volleyball will be very, very hard. It's very hard when you go overseas. It doesn't matter what league you're in. Your first year is always gonna be really, really hard. It's gonna be a huge learning curve. And I think that a lot of Americans don't realize that. And they kind of go in, and then if I'm being honest, Americans don't have a great sense of what's going around outside of America. So when they come over here, all of a sudden it's like, boom, you get hit by a train. It happened to me. Like I said, I'm a California kid. I went to Hawaii. Next thing I know, I go out, all of a sudden I'm trying to go to practice, and all of a sudden the staircase, I hear blasting horns, and I'm like, what is going on? And there's this giant, at the bottom of my staircase, out of all places, there's this giant parade for someone who just got married, and they're just blasting. And I have so many stories of that, right? Of this huge cultural shift. That's the biggest thing. I don't think that people are ready for that. And I don't know how you can really prepare that, but just realize that first year especially, it's going to be really, really tough. So maybe you're not in a great position. Maybe the first 2 years aren't great. And then you kind of work your way up. You know, you can go to some cool places. I know I was kind of all over the place with my answer right there. I just had a lot of thoughts. So basically, there's 2 routes to do it, or there's multiple routes, but there's 2 main routes. Either one, you're going to be one of the main players, and that's how agents, top teams, are going to find you. Or you're an unknown player, and you got to really suck it up and just find any which way you can go to pro in the smaller leagues. DM, contact, it does not matter. And then whatever you also get paid, you get paid. And like I said, a lot of the guys that your age, like, okay, let's say I was 22 my first year of professional volleyball. A lot of players have been pro for 4 or 5 years when I go over there. So I was like, God, like, that's crazy to me, you know? Like I said, but I wouldn't trade my college experience for anything. So there are good and bad to both sides. But I know, like I said, that was a long-winded, kind of all over the place answer. But it is different for Americans. I think it's not as much. Oh, you grow in this hometown. You work up in the youth teams. You know, that's how I know Europeans are. But that's pretty much for the United States player. What to kind of look out for, what you kind of want, and then also the routes.
And I know how is it the life of the professional player here in Europe, because I was also a professional player, and my first season was in Belgium, so it's not so big difference. Czech Republic, Belgium is similar, only the language was a problem. And do you think that also the position takes a big role in your chance to become a professional volleyball player, because you are libero, and I know most of the teams, they always want the spiker who will cost less money but will make 30 points every game. And for libero, it's not easy, or it was not easy, what I remember. Do you think that this is the same true?
Oh yeah, it's cut. I'll go by position, but libero, man, it is cutthroat out here. It is not easy, like, whatsoever. So usually how it works, I know, Jiri, you know, this was more for the listeners here, is you have a good year, again, you work your way up higher and higher, right? Libero is not like that. Let's say you're an outside hitter. Let's say you're an opposite, right? Usually. You can go have a great year and they can see the points, see the scoring, you know what I'm saying? It's very black and white to also see how well you're doing. And they're also going to be looking for that. So then what happens is, say, this guy's good, we're going to bring him up, you know what I'm saying? And we're also going to pay him a crap ton of money because he scores points, which it should be. Liberos don't have that much influence on the game. I think, Jiri, I want to hear your opinion on this. I know it goes usually outsides and opposites. Maybe opposite gets the most money. Then could be setter, and then middles, and then all the time liberos. There's a few outliers in there, but would you say that's pretty accurate?
Yeah, I think it's similar, that it was always like this, that the clubs are searching mostly for the points, you know, and the points makers are outside hitters, opposites, and also many teams need setters, because we don't have good enough setters in the world, I think, of volleyball, and also good setter can earn a significant good money in professional volleyball.
And one thing as a foreigner is huge. If you are, so let's take Poland for example. Poland has X amount of maybe 3 or 4. So I think 3 or 4 allowed foreigners on the court. There's a foreigner rule that changes in between each different league, which is very detrimental to foreigners. Americans, because we're a foreigner everywhere, so we're the downward slope everywhere. So what happens is, okay, let's say I'm a libero, right? I'm the least scoring point. Let's say I want to go play in Poland. Okay, they're like, okay, we can get this guy, but now he's playing well. He's a good libero, but we don't really value liberos as much. But so what's going to happen is they're going to be like, we can take him, or actually no, we're not going to take him. We're going to take a local guy. That way we can get a foreigner as a hitter. So if a team choose you as one of their foreigners, the two things happening. One, they can't get a forward spiker, a really good one. Like, we'll just settle with this guy. Or two, they really like you. But either way, as a libero, I'm talking personal experience, that's why. If you get an opportunity, take it. So if you can be at the top of your game playing amazing, and you could be the next, if you make it one jump up, be the bottom team the next, because you got to take whatever you can get. So I know for example, I prioritize the career, seeing how far I can go. I know for example, some liberos will prioritize the money. Maybe again, they go to Eastern Europe or something like that. Maybe, and then there's also other leagues as well around in Western Europe as well. So it's interesting. So just know that if you're a libero, if you're maybe in the middle or other positions where you're not super point scoring, the path is not as linear as it is for those point scoring positions. And you gotta just take what you can get, man. It's cutthroat out here. But dogs, gotta be a dog out here, as they say.
And what is your do you have some personal goal to what do you want to achieve as a libero? Because for example, I know that Gage is playing in Gage Worsley, in the famous Polish team, as you mentioned, the Polish league, and there were also American spikers. I don't remember libero playing in Italian Serie A1. And do you have some kind of a goal, dream where you want to play? If you want to play in the US national team, or you want to win Olympics, do you have some big goals like this one?
Yeah, so I actually put myself at a handicap. And what I mean by that, about 2-3 years ago, I kind of said I was fortunate enough to have maybe a good season they saw, and they're like, we're going to invite him in the national team for the VNL roster. I had turned it down, and I kind of turned it down because, and out of system, our brand, we have our summer is our most important time. And I realized I kind of mapped it out in terms of, okay, Eric is their guy for a very long time. I imagine it'll go for like 5-6 more years, right? And it's like, okay, I'm like, 33, 32? And I put aside my business that I've been trying to run and that can provide and I can enjoy forever. And then 32, 33 comes around, I maybe got to my goal that I wanted to get to, and then I'm back in the business, and I'm missing the crunch time of when we need to crack down in terms of content, in terms of, as I said 5 times, business. So I said no. And other thing also for listeners out there, if you're an American, if you're anything, the clubs pay very close attention to that. You can be one player can be better than the other, but you need a national team for that team or whatever. And all of a sudden that raises his stock. So as a libero is already a handicap. As a libero who's not on the national team, an extreme handicap. So with that being said, I do have goals. I want to be realistic about them. I want to take it one step at a time. I want to take it one step at a time. Obviously, there are such leagues. My brother's in France. That would be amazing to get to there eventually. I want to say also that SVG Lunenburg, the club I'm at right now, great club, phenomenal club, always phenomenal people. Stefan Huber, who is the head coach of this club, and also GM as well, I believe. Phenomenal coach. So many great players have gone to be phenomenal players outside of SVG, after SVG. So being here right now is amazing. It's a great opportunity for, again, a libero. Not very hard to get, not very easy to get that job. So I thank him for. This is my second year here, but eventually, like I said, France. If I can get it to Poland, that would be amazing. I think if I ended there, I'd be like, you know what, I'm okay with it. And I'm realistic with myself. Like I said, from a skill level, I think I can. I'm like, okay, I'm confident I can do this, and I can be here, and I can be here. But not politics, but in terms of how the industry works, how the clubs work, I realize what they're looking for, and I realize that some of those criteria I don't meet, like the national team and whatnot. And so, being a foreigner and being a foreign libero, you're at tremendous disadvantage. And I think that, like I said, I'm realistic with myself. France, then for the next step, like in Poland or something like that. Because I know Italy right now, they're investing in their homegrown liberos and Italian liberos, like younger ones and whatnot. So that's not like, let's choose the guy that, hit the balls off his butt to go in here. All of a sudden, like, unless they're trying to get more social media followers, then I don't know. So maybe then I get in, but I don't know about that. But also just trying to get better every day.
And don't you think that your handicap, exactly as you mentioned, your project out of system can help you in this matter, because you have I don't know how many thousand fans and followers on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and you are producing great content, and maybe some club can start to think with you not only about your volleyball skill and level, but also about your promotional level that you can offer to the club.
100%. My concern, though, is, I mean, this is no offense, but I think a lot of the time you come from America in terms of media, in sports media, top. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter if it's 15-year-olds playing, they're covering it with a bunch of videographers, and it's being broadcast. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to sports media, maybe I'm biased. USA and the colleges and the universities, the resources these people have is above all, and they realize this stuff. What I've experienced in Europe is, I think FVG, my club, realized it. They for sure realize it now. Is the importance of that, the social media aspect. And I don't just want to be like, oh, a social media guy. I'm not a guru. Like, I just post stupid videos. Like, I fully aware. I don't take myself very seriously. But I also think I do bring a little buzz, and I do bring a little attention. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know if the European clubs will understand that. I think maybe at the top clubs, like, for example, Nishida, in those clubs, and not Nishida, well, when he was in Italy, Ishikawa, Ahan. How am I missing? Takahashi, what am I doing? Sorry. Like, the Japanese players bring in crazy amounts of money. I don't think I could do that because I don't have an entire country following me. Hopefully, eventually, that'd be freaking sick. But I don't know if they're going to realize that and capitalize that, I don't know. I think I bring value to it, but in terms of negotiating with a team, let's say if a lot of these are old school European or Italian coaches, they'll be like, I give a crap about social media. I want a guy who can do the job. So I think you're right in what you're saying, but I don't think that it's valued in this day and age. It's getting there, but right now. And I just do it for fun and for the business. But that's why I'm in the back of my mind. I'm like, what if one of those coaches sees these videos and they're like, this guy is an absolute buffoon, and we're not ever going to allow him anywhere near this volleyball facility. So I don't know. So we'll see. Only time will tell.
Okay. And when you spoke about your out of system, I am following also your channels. And what is your where is your aim to go? I see that you are making some summer events, summer camps, and now you have time, of course, only in the summer because you are playing professionally abroad. But do you have also some visions where you want to go, what you want to achieve? Because, for example, I'm doing these videos on YouTube. I want to give advice to the players, to the coaches. I have also some online courses, and this is what I like to do. And what is your I don't like to say the word goal, but your dream or vision, the future?
So a lot of the thing is, in the summers, the past 3 summers, we've gone on what's called the Ashton Tour. And the first tour, we literally got in a van and drove around the entire America for 5 weeks, hosting camps, clinics, and playing the biggest outdoor tournaments in the nation, which are huge. Like for example, Popelka in Wisconsin is, oh crap, I'm gonna butcher this. 10,000 teams, I want to say. You're looking at 300-400 courts. It's the biggest volleyball tournament in the world. And I want to go there.
Huh?
You need to. I'm telling you, the tournaments in the United States, you've never seen anything like it. The youth tournaments in the United States, you've never seen. Like, imagine you walk into a gym and there's 150 to 200 courts whistling and playing at the same time with 4 teams on each one of those courts. It's like, and we feel like, what? And that's a normal Saturday, Sunday for us. And the outdoor tournaments, I mean, you're looking at thousands and thousands of teams consistently in a lot of these tournaments in different forms of volleyball. So anyway, that's part of what we did. That's how we started, and we started the podcast. We morphed into a lot more of it. So now we run a lot of camps and clinics. We want to kind of keep that going. It's also good to reach to a lot of our younger audience, and luckily, maybe, like, for example, we're going to a lot bigger. Our tour now it's going to last for over 2 months now straight of just touring. And it's a lot, and there's a lot of different stops, as well as we're getting more involved in the club volleyball, the youth club volleyball scene. That's a lot of our audience. And 2, we're going to a lot of the biggest tournaments, shooting content for that. And then there's if I'm being honest, my brother, we run the company, or started the company. He's more the business side of it. I'm more the content. So I can answer in the content side of things. I'm going to keep posting a lot of funny videos, but like I said, also keep getting the youth more involved in club tournaments, kind of doing stuff like that. But Joe would have a better answer in terms of where he wants to take it. He'd give you, we want to do more, you know what combines are by chance? So a combine, for example, is, let's say you have the top 10, let's say we're in the Czech Republic, where I have the top 10 youth athletes in Czech, and I want to get them all here. Let's say Jiri says, let's get them all here. We're going to host a combine. We're going to host basically a test of their skills, but they're going to put them all in one location. That's a combine. So we get all the players from around. There's stuff like that we want to kind of do. And there's other stuff like, I don't know, just kind of hype up more club volleyball. Like I said, this is very all over the place right now. There's a lot of structure to what we do, although it may not seem like it. I think Joe's better at answering this question than I am, because I'll just say I want to go. And also for me, I also want to do, I want to travel around the world. This is me, maybe personal wise. Maybe this is where, because I'm also a loose cannon, you know what I'm saying? And my brother realizes he needs to let me loose for a second to let me just go do some wild stuff in the volleyball scene. I'm not a wild person outside the volleyballs, right? So you have these crazy tournaments all over the world that I hear about. I'm like, I need to be a part of this. I need to go play in this tournament. And that's something for me personally wise. You bring a camera, you bring me, get my boys with me, maybe 2 or 3, as well as my brother. Get 1 or 2 camera videographers, vlog the whole thing and whatnot, and just get into some wild situations in a country we don't even know where we're at. I mean, that's where I can't wait for out of system in terms of that. So that's like I said, all over the place answer, but for me personally, from a selfish side, that's what I want to eventually deal with it. But there's more to it. There's way more. Obviously, you need a business to sustain stuff, and that's where CEO Joe, as I call him, comes into play.
Perfect. I think that we could speak another 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 hour, 10 hours about videos, about YouTube, about social platforms. But I would like to, or my goal is to make this VolleyCountry podcast shorter, so that I keep the listeners and viewers engaged. And I would like to thank you for your time, and I wish you good luck in your volleyball career and also in your project. And I think that we will see each other more often in the future around volleyball. So thank you for your time.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on. Again, I can't wait to that next volleyball video. Can you play volleyball if you are ... So I'll be watching, I'll be liking, I'll be reposting. Nothing but love. And I'm glad we could do this. And would love that. If you ever want to have me on again, I'd love to be on. Thank you again.